I don't think anyone wants to have to remember Fantastic. This movie from 2015 is known as the worst Fantastic Four movie, and honestly just one of the worst comic book movies of all time. You know, it was bombed at the box office and has been the reason for the Fantastic Four just being put up on the shelf for all these years. Now finally, now that Disney has acquired Fox, we're going to be getting an actual good version of the Fantastic Four within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I believe I've only watched that movie like once, so I honestly don't even remember like much from this movie, but obviously we had Doctor Doom and it was doing that whole thing. Really wasn't a great version of Doctor Doom, but we have some new news today about what this movie actually could have been, as the head writer of this film, Jeremy Slater, actually recently just wrote the Moon Knight Disney Plus series. So he was doing an interview with comicbook.com, and he's revealed some details about his early drafts. Reveal both Galactus and Annihilus were actually being considered for key roles in this movie. And obviously, Galactus was eventually dropped. Plans were for Annihilus to actually be the big bad main villain in the negative zone for this Fantastic movie. So in this interview, Jeremy Slater had to say, and I quote, "We had Annihilus in my draft of the original Fantastic Four. When they went to the negative zone for the first time, they were attacked. In the very first draft, they were attacked by Galactus, and the whole plot, it was Galactus had fired his sort of cosmic radiation through the portal, and then you found out Galactus was sort of tracking that radiation back and was on his way to Earth. In the second draft, they actually encountered Annihilus, and he was 20 feet tall and cybernetic. I pitched him as the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, and the way he would be sort of hunting and attacking them. And it seemed like he was the one who killed Victor, and they barely got back through the portal in time. But it felt like a really fun twist or fun way to use Annihilus that we hadn't seen." So this right here, what Jeremy Slater just told us about these original plans and details for this Fantastic Four movie, it is honestly pretty interesting, like this new unique take on Annihilus and having Galactus featured here as well. It's really interesting. It still doesn't sound great, but it does at least sound better than what we got in that actual theatrical version of Fantastic Four. But unfortunately, for some reason, they ended up changing the whole tone of the movie and just, scrapping this whole plan, and then just went to the basic Doctor Doom, and then basically made the terrible movie that they actually gave us in this version. And Slater didn't clarify whether they actually shot any of these scenes with Annihilus or Galactus, because originally the entire final act was reworked and reshoots, hence why we didn't actually get to see the Fantasticar, which originally was going to be a part of this film as well. And he said, quote, "For one of 1,000 reasons, that was something that got changed in that movie." So a whole lot was clearly changed with this movie. We know a lot of that was also due to studio interference with Fox. So on the plus side, this does open up an opportunity with this not happening to get to see finally the debut of the first ever big screen appearance of Annihilus in the MCU under the leadership of Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, because he's a great bad guy with an awful lot of potential and would honestly make for a welcome change compared to Doctor Doom, because I love Doctor Doom, but he's been in every Fantastic Four movie. Save him for some bigger stuff and give us some other smaller Fantastic Four villains like Annihilus or even Mole Man. So this is something I'm really hoping that we get to see in the MCU. Annihilus and Galactus, probably separate storylines, but still I want to see both of those characters within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyways, guys, you can let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. What do you think about this news of the original plans for the Fantastic movie from 2015? Would you have preferred this over what we actually got in the movie? Would you have liked to have seen Annihilus and Galactus featured in this film? Or would it still have been a disaster? Either way. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.